look, it's breaking the first ground too.
Hey, welcome here. Thank you to Mountain Valley for having us once again. This is the spiritual home of the Peace Tree Walk in New Zealand. We began here 4 years ago in 2006. We walked out of here and down the Motueka River Valley and finished in Riverside. 2007 we did a walk from Chandrakuchi Buddhist Centre. It was a coastal walk, and we walked out from Pamutri and down the coast and finished in Rewaka. And then 2 years ago we did a walk where we started at the source of the Rewaka and finished here at Mountain Valley. So this is where the last walk, the first walk started and the last walk ended, and we're walking out again from here. And we're taking this beautiful stone with us, which was gifted to us on the last walk from the marae. It travels with us, and you all get to meet this stone and have some time with it in our talking circles. So yeah, for those who don't know about the Peace Tree Walk, it started in Ireland. It started in the 90s with a man called John Crossan, who had a vision of walking from school to school planting trees. And they walked for months at a time, 3 months at a time, and they've done many, many walks. And our good friend Alan, who's coming later, was a part of those walks, and he shared those stories with me on the banks of the Motueka River here, and we decided that we would do these walks in New Zealand. Our walks have been shorter, but the same energy. So the tree's got roots in Ireland and branches in New Zealand, and we've had people from all over the world walking with us on these journeys, and those people are taking this concept and these walks back to their own country. So yeah, I guess that's all for me, and I'm just really happy to be here again and really, really excited to do another walk.
When we did the peace tree walk in Ireland, we had we waved a big white cloth on the top of a very sacred hill. We waved it in the air, and we had it blessed by the Irish winds. And a few years ago, when we decided to carry peace ribbons as well as trees, we had them blessed by a Buddhist nun at Shamakirti. Our last tree walk we did, I believe the peace ribbons were blessed by the source of the Riwaka. They got a blessing from the water. And so this year we've brought them here, and we're blessing them by songs. So these peace ribbons are peaceful songs sung into them. So yeah, if you feel like making some ribbons, put a thought of peace into them, which will then be amplified by the children who will tie them to little twigs or branches. I'll give you, there was one nice story of these peace ribbons. When we were at Rewalker School a few years ago, there were these kids who received these ribbons, and they were friends. And the three of them had the same thought. They went to this tree and they wanted to tie this ribbon to this tree. And the tree the trunk was too thick for the peace ribbon. So these three girls, they were really onto it. They ended up tying their ribbons together and then tying the ribbons, the three of them together around the tree, and it worked that way. And we thought that was a very touching moment.
Hey, it's day 2 of the Peace Tree Walk 2010. And it's quite a rainy day. It came bucketing down last night, about 150 mils. So no one's really going to walk anywhere today. They're going to wait till tomorrow. But we'll give you a bit of a show of what's going on. There's some signs to tell the people to slow down while they're travelling along the road.
You got to make the morning last. Oh, kicking down the cobblestones, looking good and planting trees.
Nice.
Hello.
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 You here for the whole tree walk?
Probably. Hopefully. Yeah.
Nice.
You?
I'm going to be coming backwards and forwards.
Cool.
A little bit of filming here and there, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That'd be good.
Document it, yeah.
Yeah, these guys are making signs and stuff.
Oh, hi. Peace Tree Walk, yeah.
Yeah.
Planting of the first tree in the Peace Tree Walk 2010. Out Mountain Valley, the old school here, up the Motueka Valley.
From the bottom. When you go to put them in the ground, you want to really separate and play. This is called tickling the roots, but really loosen it up so that it knows it's out of the root trainer, it's in the ground.
Do you do the whole thing or just the bottom of the black root?
Yeah, the bottom mostly.
You should know. Come on.
I'm just noticing a bit of glass in the ground, so just be careful.
There is.
Yeah.
Where are we digging holes?
I found a couple of the hebes that are behind Pomosh. Yeah, so that was with the pine trees, eh? Yeah.
Is that Jesus? It's seriously, so heavenly.
Oh yeah!
Good morning.
Wow, everyone's here.
And here we are at Ngāti Moti School. First school of the tree planting in 2010.
Welcome. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you. It's our privilege to be back here. Our favourite environmental school, and we love coming here. And today we've brought this beautiful carry tree for you. Today we've walked from the Mountain Valley, the Graham Valley, and we're heading back up the river after this, and then we're going to head, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to head over through Dovedale and Upper Moottree and Appleby, and 2 weeks time we're going to finish our walk in hope, and we're taking messages of peace and bringing trees from school to school and planting trees with you guys. We've also got some peace ribbons that we'll share with you shortly, and you'll be able to take the peace ribbons and you'll be able to tie them onto your favourite trees and make a wish for peace. Because we believe the wishes of children to be most strong.
We know that in this school you've won a few environmental awards yourselves, and we know that you've been planting trees, loads of native trees, loads of fruit trees as well. We know that you keep gardens. So we reckon that you know quite a bit about the environment in this school. So we'd like you to tell us what you think trees are good for. Yeah?
Birds and animals.
Birds and animals? Yeah.
Water and sunshine.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah? Shall we all take a breath together? Thank you, trees.
Thank you, trees.
Shall we take 3 breaths? Thank you, trees. And another one. And even when we don't think about it, we breathe all the time. So every breath we take is thanks to the trees. Well said. Anyone else?
Some trees you can eat.
Some trees you can eat? Yeah. Yum yum. Licorice fruit. Yeah.
They provide us with fruit.
Fruits from the trees? Yeah. Yeah, we were eating apples this morning.
We got it straight from the tree.
If trees didn't exist, people wouldn't exist.
True.
Trees help hold the riverbanks.
Oh, good answer.
Yeah.
And make houses with trees.
Yeah. Do you think your school is made from trees?
There's all different types of trees.
Lots of different types of trees. Yeah.
If we didn't have trees, there'd be no animals around what live in the trees.
Trees support a lot of life. Yeah.
If they give us firewood.
Firewood as well. Yeah.
Don't they take in CO2?
Yeah.
Over there.
They give us other trees because they drop seeds and then the seeds grow into more trees.
Yeah. That's like magic in real effect, isn't it? Yeah. Little seeds growing into huge trees.
Sometimes when they don't have any leaves, they go white.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And some don't lose their leaves in autumn.
Yeah. Evergreens. Yeah.
You can make drums out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And guitars.
we all sing songs for peace in many languages because we're from all over the world and we like peace. But we know that children's wishes are extremely strong. So we'd like the children to take a ribbon home or tie it around the tree here on the school grounds. Will you do that for us?
Yes.
Yeah? And before that, shall we sing a song together?
Yes.
Yeah? We've got a song, but we'd like your help with it. It's very simple. It goes, I'd like you to repeat what we sing. We're gonna plant some trees. And then I want you to go plant some trees, make the action of planting, digging a hole. And then we're gonna walk in peace. So walk like that, walk in peace. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
The ones who are sitting, do you want to maybe stand up and dance a little bit? Just be mindful of the tree here. It's in D&G. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna walk in peace. We're gonna walk in peace. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna plant some trees. Walking in peace. Walking in peace. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna plant some trees. Walking in peace. Walking in peace. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna plant some trees. Walking in peace. Walking in peace. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna plant some trees. I will be walking in peace. Walking in peace. Plant, planting trees. Planting trees. Walking in peace. Walking in peace. Some trees. like to perhaps introduce ourselves. We'll just say our names and where we've come from, so you've got an idea that all around the planet there are people who like walking, people who like trees, and people who like peace. And we've all gotten together to walk in peace together, to plant trees together, and to share these moments with you. So my name is Alan, and I was born in Belgium.
My name's Paul, and I live in Motueka, and I used to live in North Modi just down the road, so it's really special for me to be here. This is my daughter, Jarcelia.
And my daughter, Jarcelia. My name's Vanessa, and I lived in Green Hill Road for a few years a while ago, so I really, really like this place, and I have noticed how much trees you guys have been planting, so well done.
My name's Dana Banana Tree. I'm from Australia, and I really like trees because they're ancient. They go back a long way, long way, and they grow up really big and tall, just like you guys are growing up really big and tall.
My name's Emily and I'm from New Zealand. And this is my second tree walk too, so I was here when we planted the trees here last time. So it's really fun to be back here again and planting another tree.
Oh, my name is Tomasz. I was born in Czech Republic. That's other side of this planet. And I came here about 6 years ago. This is my fourth tree walk, and it's really big fun to be here again and see you all being a bit bigger and all the trees being a bit bigger. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Daniel. I'm from Auckland, Central Otago as well. Yeah, this is my first tree walk, and I'm having a great time. It's good to see so many people who are encouraged and involved. Yeah, it's awesome. Go hard.
I'm Aaron, and I'm from Wellington, so it's not too far away from here. And my favourite thing about trees is that they're like a good role model for us, because they always give and they never take. They always give to us. And yeah, and this is my first tree walk. I'm really loving it. It's awesome. Good buzz.
I'm Dan. I'm from Alaska. It's pretty far. It's pretty cold there at the moment. The trees are awesome because they have their roots in the earth, and they reach at the same time with their branches to the sun. I like that about them. It's awesome.
My name's Claire. I'm from Wales, which is in the UK, which is on the other side of the planet to here. And I like trees because I really enjoy climbing in them and scrambling around in the branches and seeing the views from the top.
Hi, I'm Graham. I'm from London. Been in New Zealand 5 years. I love trees because you can eat them.
I'm Mary. I'm from Ireland, which is the other side of the planet as well. And we live in Wanganui, and I just love trees. Plain and simple.
This here is Julian, or Jarlion, and I think, is this your second tree walk? This is Julian's second tree walk, and he's super keen, man. Julian's really into doing this sort of stuff, hey, and coming on board. And what do you like about trees?
Everything.
I think he just likes trees, man. He just likes trees. And I'm sure he's super happy to be here today and seeing all of your lovely faces too. He looks forward to giving you your peace ribbons when you come round.
Yeah, my name is Hayo, and I came out of Europe, Germany, 15 years ago. And I've been in New Zealand since quite a wee while and planted quite a lot of trees. And at the moment I must say they're doing their fabulous thing with changing all their leaves and their colors. And I like them dancing leaves in the wind. And I also love trees a lot, all over the planet.
Hi, I'm Kelsey, and I'm from America. I think it's really funny you have an American flag here, because I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, we've been thinking about that.
But I quite like climbing in trees as well, like Claire said. And I like that they give me oxygen and give me fruit. And I'm really happy to be here. And I'm really happy that you guys are keen on trees too. They're wonderful. They really feed our planet.
Hi, I'm Paul.
I live in Motueka, and I just think it's great that we can all get together for a good cause like this and have a wonderful time. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, hands up. Hands up. And now imagine you're a tree and you're reaching up to the sky. Yeah? Okay, hands down. Okay, Julian here. Julian's got the peace ribbons. We've been singing some songs for peace in many different languages into these ribbons, so they're all blessed with songs for peace. So Julian's going to come round. We'd like you to take a ribbon each. In the meantime, we've got Paul and Tomasz are digging the hole, ready for the planting of the tree. Now, who amongst you is born in the month of May? Okay, so what we're proposing is, everybody in the school is going to enjoy this tree. As we know, this tree is going to help us all breathe, so this tree is going for all of us. But the people who are born in May, we'd like you to be the special guardians for this tree. Because trees do sometimes need humans to look after them. Sometimes if there's a long spell of dry weather, sometimes this tree might need some watering. So May people, are you up for that? Yeah? So those people in the middle, come here, take a peace ribbon first, and then go and help Paul and Tomasz plant the tree. Take one each, and then Julian's going to go around in the meantime. You can, you sure can.
Lovely idea.
Sure can.
I like two mums. Take two, one, two mums. Right, take two, one each.
If you get your hand on the bottom of it, just break gently out some of those roots. He's laughing cool. And then you start to put the tree in, and then we can start to push some of this dirt in around it. You want to make sure that you're packing it down. So just a little bit of dirt at a time, guys. And then get your hands down in here. Push the dirt down. Get your hands all nice and dirty. Brown hands. Brown hands.
Maybe on the trunk.
Hey, I'm a tree! I can't even do this. Say it again,
I have one too for the boys' peach tree they gave me for Father's Day. Thank you.
You're being ignored.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hello.
Hi.
What about one that you climb?
Corey! Hey mate, you're doing an awesome job here. Keep it up.
Wave and say hello.
Hello, Corey!
Yeah, man. Peace, peace, peace.
tree walkers. It's lovely that you bring this message to us all and spread it around the rest of our district. It's also lovely that you've donated some more trees for us. So we've got some more trees to plant over at the stream. If you're in, who's in the stream group on a Wednesday? You guys look like you're going to be planting some trees this week. Woo! Yay! Fantastic.
We're gonna walk in peace. Going to plant some trees.
Hello.
It is a fine day indeed.
A fine day for tree planting.
Plant some trees.
We are at Dovedale School, and this is the second day of the walk for the Peace Tree Walk 2010, and we're here with the principal, Kathy. G'day.
G'day, Corey.
What do you think of the idea of this bunch of motley crew from all around the world walking around delivering trees?
Yeah, well, it's actually quite fascinating, and I think that the real link for us is with the kids, and the kids are fascinated by the idea. They can't imagine that they would be walking.
Yeah.
They've worked out that that there's a car down at the end, and whatever link you make with the kids, it really doesn't matter whether, to some extent, whether it's about the trees or about the walking or about the wheelbarrow or about the songs. You've made an awareness with the children at our school about what you're doing and the fact that you're planting trees, and so the outcome will be that they will go away with a link with you, and they will know that you are planting trees, which I think is very cool.
It definitely is. It's a beautiful thing. Is this the first year that they've been to your school? Or?
It is the first year. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We usually feel like we're off the beaten track, so we're really thrilled that the tree people are willing to come all the way out here. It's great.
Awesome. You're going to plant a tree yourself today?
Absolutely. We've actually been working really hard. We're taking over a native area over here, cutting back the blackberries and working really hard to recover this. And the kids took slips off their native trees around the school, and they've rooted them, in the last 9 months. And only last week we had to plant them. So we've just planted some very, very tiny little trees that are going to grow into natives, and it will be very cool for them to plant these ones as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks very much, eh?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, the beginning of the tree walk may have started with a lot of rain, but that is needed, isn't it? Makes planting trees a lot easier. Anyway, today the sunshine has come out in all its glory. What a beautiful area to walk through. Not far now.
Downhill bit.
You're very close now.
Wow! Oh my god, it's huge! This is a grand tree.
And how's your tree walking experience going so far?
It's good, but I caught the dreaded lurgy.
The dreaded lurgy.
Yeah, off Dana. Damn it. And
The spreader of the lurgy.
yeah, I'm feeling a bit pooped, but apart from that, it's really good. Looking forward to a cup of tea.
Oh, my legs are burning. Not too bad though. They're not really burning. I'm in pretty good shape, eh? Yeah.
How's the cycling going?
We just jumped on.
Just jumped on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Needing a break from walking, eh? She's a bit of a mish. There we go, have a lunch.
Should I go get my guitar?
Yes, please. Start playing now. Yeah, that could be right.
And here come all the kids.
We're looking forward to having you here.
We're really thrilled to be here too. We've walked quite a wee way this morning. We've walked from the Motueka Valley, you know the tree tunnels on the west bank, a place called Pukaruru. Yeah, we stayed there last night and we've walked here this morning. And we're really happy to be here because we've never ever been to this school before. We've done 3 walks around the Motueka area and this is the first time we're coming here. So, yay.
Yay!
My name's Paul and yeah, we're the Peace Tree Walkers. We're walking in peace. We like peace. We think that peace is the way forward for the world. We're not into war, we're into peace. So we've got people here from all around the world and we're living and being together in peace. We're walking, we've got prams and carts and we're moving all our camping gear and our trees and our food and stuff like that. And trees, we love trees. So we brought some trees here today to plant in this school. Do you guys like trees? Yeah! So what are some of the things that you can tell us about trees? Why do you like trees?
Because they make us air.
They make us here. Shall we try that? Shall we have a breath together? Ready? Thank you, trees. And again? Thank you, trees. So that's a very, very important thing because we're breathing all the time. And we might not realise, but we're breathing all the time. So without the trees, we wouldn't be able to do that. Anyone else, why do you like trees? Yeah.
I like zipping around them.
Zipping around them? Wow. Yeah. Climbing them, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well the ones that we're bringing are native, yes.
They give us shade.
They give us shade.
Good
Good for
for the birds.
the birds, yes. And by the way, this is amazing. I really like this native patch of trees here. The birds must too. Yep.
They make the world pretty.
They make the world pretty.
Yeah. They do, don't they? Very true.
Yeah. They're awesome, yeah. Any more reasons why you like trees? Yep.
They're part of the nature.
They are. They're a very important part of the nature, eh?
We've got a nursery.
You've got a nursery?
Woo!
Wow. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant some trees with you for sure. And but before that we'll have a song. And Julian here, he's brought with him
Julian's got some peace ribbons, and these ribbons we made them at the start of our journey, and we blessed them with songs. We put peace songs into them from many languages, and these peace ribbons are blessed. And what we'd like you guys to do is you guys can take a ribbon and you can tie it to your favourite tree. It might be at school, it might be at home, with a wish or a prayer for peace, because we believe the wishes and the prayers of children to be the strongest. Have you got any questions?
Any questions about what we're doing?
Yeah.
Do you travel around New Zealand or wherever you go all the time?
Not all the time. We get together, this is our 4th time we've gotten together, and we've done, the walks have been a week long, and we've walked around the area of Motueka. The first walk we started in 2006, we walked down the Motueka River, and the second walk we did a coastal walk from Chandrakurtri and Upper Mutri along the coast. And the last walk we did was 2 years ago. We started at the source of the Rewalker and walked to Ngatamoti. And this is our 4th walk, and this is the longest in time and distance. We're going for 2 weeks. Started at the Graham Valley, and we're finishing in the town of Hope, because we think that there's a hope, that you guys are the hope. So yeah, people are joining us all the time from all around the world. So I'll start that now, and I'm Paul, and I come from pretty much here. I come from Motueka, so and I like trees because my drum is made of wood, and I wouldn't have a drum without a tree. You got a question?
Don't you use cars to get around?
We don't. We're just walking. We have got one vehicle following us with a bit of our stuff in it. Okay, we'll go around.
I'm Kelsey and I'm from America in a place called North Carolina, which is right in the mountains. And I really love climbing trees and I love breathing the fresh air that trees give me.
Hello, my name is Tomasz. I was born in Czech Republic, that's on the other side of our beautiful planet. And now I live in New Zealand. I live in Marahau, surrounded by native bush. And it's really beautiful, and that's why I'm planting trees. I like to see this whole planet planted with trees or gardens and create a paradise on the earth. And it's nice to be here.
I'll talk for Julian, I'll be his voice. My name is Julian, and this is my 2nd tree walk. I'm getting around in my power chair, and I use this myself and have been taking, doing by myself. Even though I use a chair, I'm still a tree walker, and even though I have difficulty talking, I still have a voice. I'm really enjoying carrying the peace ribbons around that I'll pass around to you later on, and I really enjoy trees and the shade they give, amongst other things. And I live in Motueka. My name's Ian. I live in Motueka. This is my 4th tree walk. I'm really enjoying the community feel. This is a longer tree walk than usual, and it just feels so good to be within this whole spirit, the family that we have here, and amongst the schools and sharing with you guys.
My name's Dana Banana Tree, and I come from a place called the Blue Mountains in Australia, which is a big national park with a whole collection of little towns dotted around it, and it's a great place because there's more trees than anything else there, apart from mountains, and it's really beautiful. It's a great way of getting around and seeing your country. I think walking is actually even better than driving cars or catching aeroplanes to see a country, because you get a really good feel for the country going past you. We've had a lovely walk this morning through the countryside. It takes anywhere between 50 to 100, or maybe even sometimes 200, 300, 400 years for a tree to grow up to its full height. And it only takes a few minutes to chop it down again, and we seem to be chopping a lot of trees down these days. So I think it's really important that some of us are out there putting some more trees in the ground to grow up again, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a bald earth we're going to be living in, you know.
Hello, I'm Dan. I come from America, from the state Alaska, all the way in the north. And I'm really happy to be here too. I like trees because, well, for one, they're awesome to climb, and that's so much fun. And because I feel like each one has its own sort of personality. So instead of seeing a tree, I say I like to meet trees, like they're friends. That's cool.
The message that I bring today about trees is kind of actually about nature as well as about trees, because it's about our national parks. I don't know if any of you guys know about what's happening with our government and the people that make decisions for us. So I was wondering whether it was possible for you guys to have a little bit of a look at that and see, I don't know if you're doing that already, but about our national parks and our reserves, and having a say about what we'd like as New Zealanders, if we like our trees and we like our native birds and our beautiful palafans and snails and all the little creatures that live in the bush around here and all around New Zealand, and if we say we don't want you guys to dig and mine up all of the earth and dig out whatever's inside the earth, coal or gold or whatever it is, I think, my personal thinking is that trees are way more important and nature's way more important than money, because, if we don't have our nature, what do we have? We already realised that we need our trees so that we can breathe. So I was wondering whether you guys could do a great big thing. Would you be up for it? Yeah. You think your teachers might help you? Because I don't know if you guys have got computers, you can even just write a letter to the government and say, right, we don't want mining in our place, in our country. You reckon you could do that? Yeah. We love our trees and our nature. Yeah. Yay! Great.
Cool, so we'd like to now just form a big circle. We're going to all sing a song together.
We want you to get it. We'll get in the middle. We'll get in the middle. And we want you to get a circle around us. And then Julian's going to go around and give out the peace ribbons. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna walk in peace. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna walk in peace. We're gonna walk in peace. We're gonna plant some trees. We're gonna plant some.
Beautiful, guys. Well done. Nice and
Some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
We might have to wish for no rocks. So you just break all the roots out like that so that it's got a really good chance to grow. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Can have a part of our project.
Yeah, and all the way up here, right? That's it. Cool. Now who wants to put it in the ground?
Me!
Okay, now who wants to tie the ribbon to this tree, this really special brand new tree?
Jesse can. You tie yours ribbon.
And remember, you've got to make a silent wish for peace. You don't have to say it out loud, just wish in your head for peace for anyone. Awesome.
What sort of tree is it?
Flax. Hey? Flax.
A flax tree.
Do you know what the Maori word for flax is?
They're beautiful, aren't they, the flax?
Oh yeah.
Harakiki. Why is it your favourite?
Why are we putting ribbons
yeah.
on it?
Do you know what you can
That's
do with flax?
the ribbons are for prayers of peace.
Peace to everyone.
Peace on everyone. There you go. There's a good prayer.
Come on, oh, that one? That's your favorite. Why don't we try and bury them a bit? I think they're probably bury them.
I haven't chosen my favourite tree.
Go in there.
Hey!
Wow, there's lots of peace ribbons on this one.
They got tied on before it was even planted.
What's your name?
Brenda.
Brenda? I'm Corey. Rena, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And how do you like the tree walkers coming here?
I think it's fantastic.
There's
That's great.
What would you like to say to the tree people? It's really nice of bringing trees here.
Yeah,
really nice.
Thank you. It's very nice for us to bring them here too.
Really brave of you to stand up in front of all these people. Good on you. Well, we've got two girls here who'd like to do an interview. Just as you chop lunch, would they be able to ask you some questions?
Absolutely.
Because we have a magazine that goes out once a month called the Dovedale News. And so they're going to present an article on you guys in the Dovedale News. So they just chill out in the sun with you for a while?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, the tree walkers have made it to the Buddhist Centre here in Upper Mutri. Catching a bit of sun on this glorious day. And some prayer wheels for turning. Wow. We're at the Buddhist Centre and the tree walkers have been here. This is their camp up spot for the night.
Something about death, the Tibetan Book of Death.
They've been asked to come and plant some trees up here on the bank a bit further up.
It's a sandwich short of a picnic.
I wish I had a spade like that.
It's a handle short of a man's spade.
Would you do some spading then?
It's better than
If I came across the right spade, yes. Good looking soil.
Yeah, real nice.
So what are we planting today?
These are manukas. Oh, this is not a manuka. What's this? Yep, 2 manukas going in.
Nice. 2 manukas for the Buddhist Centre here in Upper Mutchery.
Yep. They actually asked us to plant a couple of trees, which is cool. Quite happily. Such beautiful ground too. You should see how, look at that soil. It's amazing, perfect tree food. Happy camper.
Yeah.
Another 2 in. Go to the Buddhist Centre.
Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful, guys.
That's what we have to do. That's what we can give back. Plant some trees.
It's Friday now. The tree walkers are on their way to Mahana School. Yes, beautiful views up here. That's Nelson over there I'm looking towards. And hello, how's it going for you?
Good. It's snack time.
Snack time.
Go to school. Look at this character.
We've got some running repairs going on over here.
Yes. I walked into it.
You walked into it and broke
I
it.
was looking where I was going and just walked straight into it. Stupid.
How are you today, Mr. Taxi?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I got a sore leg, so I'm driving today. I'm resting up for the next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
You having a rest day tomorrow?
We're having a rest day tomorrow, yeah, and we've got a few people that are a bit sick, so we need to get well.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had a big week. We've probably done 80 odd Ks or something. Had a guess. Pretty massive. Yeah.
Valiant effort.
Yeah, we're doing great.
As you can see, it's all about having fun, spreading the message. What happened? You got mad, you say, mad?
You're mad, I tell you. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more needs into...
Stuffed it up.
Turning more truffula trees into needs, which everyone needs.
I need a need.
Right there. Right, I'll sort you out in a minute.
New tree walker has joined the crew. Fresh blood. This is Leo. How you going, Leo? And where are you from, buddy?
Belgium.
Belgium. All the way here, and you got picked up from the Buddhist Centre, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, come and spread some peace.
Exactly.
Plant some trees.
Bring happiness to the world.
Nice, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Well done. Welcome.
Cool, thanks.
Very interesting building up here with grass roofs. Yes. Directly across the road from Mahana School. Here comes the first one now.
peaceful. We're kind to each other. We care for each other. And the reason why we walk is because we like to walk instead of using our cars. So we're peaceful and we walk in peace. And the other thing is trees. We love trees. So we'd like to plant some trees with you today. If you'd like to plant them in your garden. I'm not sure if we've been here before, haven't we? Who remembers us coming before? Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I'd like to introduce us. I'm Vanessa, and I've been on the Peace Tree Walk for 4 times we've been doing this, but not always coming here. Today, this time, we started underneath that mountain over there. Who knows what that mountain's called? Yeah?
Isn't it Mount Arthur?
Yeah, it is. At the base of Mount Arthur, that's where we've come from. So we were very near the river that was very, very much in flood when we first started on Saturday. And so we've walked very far indeed, through the valleys and over the hills and over the rivers. In fact, I'm very proud of these guys. With the trees and the bike trailer, they've been going along. So we want to sing some songs with you guys as well, and later on we'd really love it if you would sing some songs for us, if you have some that you know. So we're going to start with one of our songs right now. What do you reckon trees are good for? Yeah?
Air.
Air. Oh, that's my favourite one. It's the first one ever. So guys, it really, really is important, isn't it, to be able to breathe? So what else would we do if we couldn't breathe? What?
Would die.
Oh my God, that's pretty important, isn't it? Trees are so important. If we didn't have trees, we would die. Oh my God. Okay guys, so how about let's practice that breathing stuff and do 3 big breaths together. You ready? Ah, thank you, trees. Ah, thank you, trees. And one more. Ah, wow, thank goodness for trees. Yay. Who else knows what trees are good for? Anybody got any ideas? Yes?
Making the world pretty.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, indeed. Yes? Who else has got an idea about what trees are good for?
Climbing.
Oh, yeah, cool. I love climbing too.
To make paper.
Yeah, that's helpful, isn't it? Yes.
Shade.
Shade, yes, definitely.
Swinging.
Swinging, definitely, cool.
Making you warm Making fireworks.
Well, we need that, don't we, now it's getting colder?
Wood for building.
Absolutely. So you guys are obviously very clever. Is there anyone else who wants to tell us anything about trees? Yes?
It grows fruit.
It does grow fruit. Who likes fruit?
Me.
Everybody, yeah.
I'm Leo. I come from down under the world, and I just joined the walk yesterday. So I'm a young tree, and yeah, I enjoy trees for all what they bring to us.
Hi guys, my name's Daniel, and I'm from Auckland, and yeah, I really like trees. I think they're our future, you know, and I think you guys are also our future, so I want you to be friends and we can go plant some trees if it's good, right?
Nice.
Right.
My name's Claire, I'm from Wales, which is on the other side of the world, and I like trees because I love the beautiful colours they turn at this time of year. It's really nice to see so many yellows and oranges and reds and golds everywhere, and it just makes the land so much more beautiful. That's why I love trees.
Hello, my name is Tomasz. I was born in Czech Republic and now I live in New Zealand. I live in Marahau. I really like trees. I like climb them, and I also like trees because we can make musical instruments. You get few musical instruments, all the guitars and marimba and all these drums are made of wood, and we wouldn't be able to play them if there were no trees left. So that's why I like to plant some more trees, and I like to see this planet planted with trees so we can swing from one tree to another and have them full of fruit and have the abundance of it. Thank you for having us.
Hey guys, I'm Kelsey. I'm from North Carolina, which is in America, on the other side over there, somewhere, maybe over there. But I really like trees because I like how clean they make the air. They soak up all the nasty stuff in the air that we sometimes let out, all the gases that cars put out, and just makes the air really fresh and clean, and I like breathing. It's great. It's a great pastime. I think it's one of my favorite pastimes, so I'd like to continue to do it.
How far do you guys walk around?
Oh, well, you know, we've been walking for about 1 week. You know, like we walk along and then we camp and have dinner and stuff, and then we wake up early in the morning and we get up again and we walk again to the next school, and then we walk a bit more, and then we go and get some more dinner. So we've been doing that for a week. So I reckon it's probably between 60 and 80 k's that we've been walking this first week. It's really far from Mountain Valley to Natamoti to Dovedale, over through the hills there to Harakeke, and then over to here. It's pretty far out, yeah.
What's the furthest distance you've ever walked without stopping?
What do you reckon?
I'd say the furthest we've walked in one day would probably be about 20 to 25 k's, but we definitely have stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have little snack breaks and lunch breaks.
And where do you get all the trees from which you take to other schools?
Good question. We have a very good friend who's a tree nurseryman. His name's Tim, and he's at Tutoki Nurseries in Brightwater. That's where we get our trees from.
How many schools have you been to?
So we've been to this time we've been to Natamoti, Dovedale, Harakeke. So and Country Kids. So that's 4 altogether, isn't it? And now today 5.
How long have you had an interest in trees?
Since I was born.
Yeah.
As long as I can remember, actually. Yeah. I love getting out.
Yeah.
How long have you been interested in trees? That's the real question.
Do you think that sometimes we take trees for granted, like they're just there? Like we just think, oh, they're nice and stuff, but we don't really think about it. Yeah, I probably was like that for a while, but then I got real interested in trees.
I feel like I grow increasingly passionate about trees the more and more I realize how important they are.
Yeah. Anyone else? Do you guys want to say?
I think I've begun to like trees more as I've realised how in parts of the world they're quite threatened and that they're becoming quite sparse, and so having people who really care about them is more and more important as time goes on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you guys know that in lots of countries in the world there's lots of trees getting chopped down, so there's not so many in the world, and it's getting really like lots of problems happening in the world, eh?
Yeah.
Did you know that before people got to New Zealand, it was covered in trees? It was
Completely.
all forest.
Before we do our tree climb, I'd like to introduce you our peace ribbon. Now this is another part of our special part of our walk, and this is Kelsey. She's looking after the peace ribbons today.
Yeah. Would you like to hear what peace ribbons are?
They help the trees grow.
Well, they're kind of like little messages of peace that you get to tie on a tree and wish for peace on the earth. But they've been blessed with many beautiful songs and wishes of peace and everything. So it'd be really great if you could all take a ribbon and tie it on your favorite tree and wish for peace. Can you guys do that?
Yeah.
So would you like to come take a ribbon before we start planting trees?
This is our piece. Now who wants to plant a tree in this hole? Oh, put the hand up first. I saw this young lady here. Okay, now there's a wee trick to putting the trees in that I have to show you. It's really fun though. It's called tickling the wet. So what we do is we get it by the plant and spread it all out like that. Yeah, that's the story.
No, that's not your turn.
Now we want to put it in the hole, and I think we want to get you to hold it there.
Hold it.
Now everyone else, are we going to push all the dirt back in the hole? Yeah, that's it.
We want to tickle the roots, right? So when we're planting trees, we need the roots to be able to breathe and spread out. So you gotta grab it and tickle all the dirt away. Not too much though, not too much. Probably a bit more. We're all gonna sing it a song, and it's gonna be a one word song, and it goes om. But you gotta hold it really loud, really long, and you go om.
Right now, what do we do?
Here's another one if you want to tie that on there as well. And I have one more. Do you want to tie one on there as well?
Sure.
You know, this can be your tree now if you like. You can name it and you can hang out with it and it can be your friend.
You can give it water if it gets too dry.
Yeah. Cool, eh?
And then you'll be able to watch it grow up.
Maybe I can help you and then make sure it stays on there for a long, long time, eh?
Well done, Millie.
Haere mai ki te kura o mahana. Haere mai, I guess, how would I say it? Tree. Hikoe o rākau.
Yeah.
Hikoe o rākau. Haere mai ki te mahana. Haere mai ki te kura o mahana. Ngā mihi nui ki te rōpū. Ngā o ka hakinakina. Ngā tamariki, ki karaiki. Which means that these children, I think, have learnt a lot from you today. And we really welcome you here. And it's neat to see a different perspective for all our kids. And I think that's important.
Well, thank you so much for helping us plant trees and letting us plant trees at your school.
Pake mai toru wha. Pake mai o matemate. Pake mai o matemate. Wai wai fiua ki te taha. Wai wai fiua ki te
been raining the last few days, so I haven't been out here filming. This is the last stop of the Peace Tree Walk 2010. And these guys are having a bit of lunch before they kick into it. Plant some trees. Luckily it's fined up for the Wednesday, the very last day. Just in time for lunch. How's that? We edit nothing.
There's a guy who
I'll
lives
believe
there
it
for
when
ages.
I don't see it.
How's your Peace Tree Walk going?
Very, very, very good. It
Very
just like one day, 1 second, I don't know. It was wonderful.
Cool. So
Yeah, I really like to do another one.
nice. There's always next year. You reckon you'll be back?
Yeah, perhaps. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know if I'll be back in New Zealand, but for the tree walk,
And it's
I will.
essential. You have to,
Awesome.
you have to eat energy.
Good afternoon, children. How are you all this afternoon? Are you good? Excellent. Oh, we're great too. And we're happy to be here and see all of you. We're the Peace Tree Walkers. Has anyone heard of us before? Hands up anyone who's heard about the Peace Tree Walkers. You've heard of it? Excellent. Oh, I'm glad it's we've been travelling for a little while. This is actually the fourth? The fourth tree walk. The fourth Peace Tree Walk in Aotearoa since it began a few years back. I think 2006 was the year it started. It started actually with a man in Ireland, way across on the other side of the world, who came up with the idea originally at a festival. And he came up with the idea of walking from school to school and place to place and planting trees with children and talking about the importance of environment and keeping your planet healthy and happy. And the way he raised money is he used to crush these little cans. He'd go to all the parties and places where there'd been a big festival where there's all these cans everywhere, and he'd find all these cans and he'd crush the can and say, "Yes, I can." And he would collect all the cans in big bags to raise money, and once he had enough money, he used all that money to buy a whole bunch of trees, and then he continued to walk around Ireland. And luckily for us, one of the people who was tree walking with him way back then came and moved to Aotearoa and carried the seed of the tree walk with him and brought it to us and talked to us about it, and we thought it was such a fantastic idea that we thought we were going to do it as well. And so we started doing it in 2006. I wasn't personally there, but a few of the people here were there, and they kicked it off, and it's been growing every year since then, like a little tree. Started out small and is growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Every year the walk seems to cover more and more ground, and we plant more and more trees. I think this year, how many trees?
700.
700 trees we're planting this year, and hopefully, all things being treacle, it will just keep growing and growing, bigger and bigger. So, and we're really happy to be here with you guys today. We're the Peace Tree Walk because we believe all three of those things are really good things, especially by themselves. They're really good things. We believe peace is a really good thing, and when I think of peace, I think of everything just fitting together really nicely and things going really well, and I think it's something that's really good for everybody and everything to be in a peaceful state.
And I like trees because they provide homes for so many different animals and birds, and all the native birds, all the lizards and insects, even the scary things like weta. And they can all live in the trees, and I think the last couple of weeks it's been so wet and cold and rainy, and I think we've all been quite glad to have houses to live in. And I'm sure that all the animals and birds have been very glad to have their houses to live in, which are the trees. If there were no trees, that would be just like us sitting out in the middle of a paddock with no house, no roof over our heads, cold and wet, and wondering why we don't have anywhere to live. So I think it's important to make sure there are trees for all the animals to live in.
Hi guys, my name is Leo. I'm from Belgium, which is a tiny little country on the other side of the world. I like trees because they are like refuge they protect us from rain, for example. And yeah, I like walking in a forest surrounded by the nature, by those trees, because I think it's kind of relaxing, and yeah, I feel like a great love for everybody, and that makes me very happy when I'm walking and when I'm around plants and trees. Yeah. That's it.
And this is my 4th Peace Tree Walk, and I'm really happy to be here. I had a dream to come to Hope. We're walking to Hope, and now we're here. And we've come all the way from those mountains over there. A long, long way away. From a place called Mount Arthur, the valley of Mount Arthur. We've walked for a week and a half to be here in Hope. And I know you guys live in Hope, and we live in a Hope too, in a different Hope. But the hope that I live in is for you guys, is a hope for the future for you on this planet. And you are that future, and these trees are that future. So I'm really happy to be here in Hope with you guys. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Tomáš. I was born in Czech Republic. That's the other side of the planet in Europe. And I came here about 6 years ago. And I really like this area, and I like the mountains and all the trees you have here. It's not many left. So 4 years ago I joined Paul and others, and we went on a first tree walk. And this is my 4th tree walk. And I really like trees. I love climbing trees. And I like that they produce a lot of food as well. So I like to in future plant more fruit trees, so when you grow up you have something to eat and your kids will have something to eat, because the trees will last a long time, and they are one of the oldest and biggest organisms on the planet. And I like to see the planet planted with more fruit trees and native trees and more gardens and things like that. So because you're the future, you're the hope for the next generations, and I hope. Thank you.
Hello kids, my name's Dan. I come from a very cold area of the world called Alaska. And it's not actually all ice there. There's also lots and lots of beautiful trees that provide a home for really cool animals like bears and moose and elk and deer. And I hope that those animals still have a home in 100 years and in 1,000 years, and that their home keeps growing even bigger and more beautiful and awesome. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Kelsey, and I come from America as well, but a completely different side of America. It's a really big country. I come from a place called North Carolina. We have lots and lots of beautiful trees there. But what I really like about trees is they make me feel at home wherever I go, no matter how far away I am from my friends and family. Yeah, the trees are my friends too, and I can always connect with the trees. But, oh, it looks like we have 2 new tree walkers joining us today. So, you can go ahead and introduce
My name's
yourselves.
Tara. I live over in Motueka, and I quite like the trees we have over there. But I really like the mountains that are behind us, and going and walking in the trees over there. And I like looking at the snails that hang out under the trees. Because in some parts of New Zealand we get snails that are like this big, and I think that's pretty cool.
Ron. Yeah, I'm from Motueka too. I'm Ron, and we have a nice little native area that the tree people have bought a new tree for each year, and it's really developing in a nice little corner of our property. All native trees. It's great to have them.
That's some of our stories and what we like about trees. How about you guys? Can we hear some of the things you guys like about trees? Do you guys have things as well? Yep.
Because they keep shade if you're hot.
Yep. Very good in spring and summertime. Hey. Zara.
I love trees because they give us fruit and food.
Absolutely. That's a very good one, Zara. Very important. Yes.
My name's Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
I like trees because we can climb with them.
Absolutely. I love climbing on trees too.
My name's Laura, and I
Laura.
like drawing on pieces of paper and trees, and you can make trees make paper.
Yep. Very good, Laura. That's very true. Yep.
I like trees because you can make birdhouses and put
Yep, more birds. That's good for everyone, I think. Yep.
I'm Lewis, and you can keep your house warm in the winter.
Nice one. That's true, Lewis. Yep. Good house made of trees. Yep. Anyone else? Yes?
My name is Megan, and I like trees because they provide food and homes for animals.
Food and homes for animals. Very, very important. Yes?
Because they clean the air.
They clean the air. This is a really good point. In fact, that's one of our favourite ones because it gives us an opportunity to all stand together. Let's all take 3 big breaths, shall we? And thank the trees because the air that we breathe is from the trees. So we go, ready? We go 1 big breath. Ah.
Thank you, trees.
And again.
Ah. Thank you, trees.
1 more big breath. Ah. Thank you, trees. Very good. That was a very good one.
And
So,
just like the trees keep us nice and cool on a hot day, the trees are helping to keep the earth cool. So sometimes the earth is getting too hot because of some of what humans are doing, but the trees, if we have more and more trees, the trees will help keep the earth cool.
Yep.
And that's good for all of us.
Super cool.
So who thinks we should put some more trees in at Ramsdale School?
Yeah! Well, it just so happens that we've brought some trees with us. These trees, we get these trees from Titoki Nursery, which is just a bit back along the way there. These are our koha to your school. If you guys are able to make an offering for those trees, that's fantastic, but not essential. But that would really help us out a lot. So yeah, we've brought a whole bunch of different varieties of native trees to share with you guys today, and we've placed them out at special places. Just before we go and do that, I just want to introduce, we've got some peace ribbons which Kelsey is going to hand out to everybody. These are special ribbons we made especially for you guys for the Peace Tree Walk, and they've been blessed. Yeah, if you guys want to gather around in a circle, and we're going to get you guys some peace ribbons.
Gather around in a circle
big
around
circle.
us, and that's a good idea.
Yeah. And these ribbons have been blessed with lots of prayers and songs of peace and hopes for peace and for planting of trees. Just beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Hope for a generation. Hope for a generation. Just beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Hope for a generation. And as you are children of hope, children living in hope, existing in hope, maybe we can get you to help us sing this song. Just sing when I sing. Hope for a generation. Can you sing that? Everyone. Hope for a generation. Just beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Sing hope for a generation. And louder. Hope for a generation. That's the way. Beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Everybody walk for a generation. Walk for a generation.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for helping spread peace. And trees. How many have you got? Oh, you have lots already.
Okay.
You got one. Awesome. How many have you got? Looks like everybody has one.
We can get everyone.
Well, we'll see if there's enough to go around everyone.
This tree is called Kamahi.
Flowers, big white flowers, and the bees really like it. You know what bees make? You know what bees make? So
Honey!
They make honey. This tree really makes really good honey.
So, where's Skinner? Just in here somewhere.
Now what we have to do is to tickle the roots. Will I help you? Come closer. Just tickle the roots. Don't break the roots. Now you can help me to push the salt back in. Check it down. Deep enough.
All we are saying is give trees a chance.
So just like, yeah, just free the roots. Gentle. And up here a little bit. So we don't want all the soil gone, just who wants to take a piece ribbon on. So have we freed the tree?
Yep.
Okay, now, is it, okay?
Put it back in.
Okay, now we'll put it in.
I'm gonna bury it.
Peace tree.
Can we put the
Yep. Now careful of people's fingers with the bubbles. Go well, tree. Grow, look well. If we just move your hands out of the way a bit, and we'll move this here over. May the force be with you.
Let's Star Wars.
Cool.
Okay, you gonna pet it down?
Careful of people's fingers. Cool. Okay, go well, tree. Now how big do we want it to grow? Really big? Up to that tree. Oh wow.
Listen, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, when Hannah's ready, you can go with Hannah. That's great. And don't forget to find a tree to put your peace ribbon around.
Yeah, hang on to those peace ribbons so you find just the right tree. And make great wishes. Yeah. And thanks for having us. We're so happy we came all this way to come and see you guys. See you guys. Goodbye. Give me 5.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you. High five. Very nice.
That's great.
Happy trees.
Go well, guys. Thank you.
Cool.
You put that on the documentary.
Showgirls. The last day of the tree walk. These guys are all going to go camp up again for one more night, celebrate in a massive achievement. And then they're all going to head home. Yes.
Very large achievement.
A very large achievement.
Very much the positive energies.
So you've done a video of each of the schools you've been to and the walk?
Yeah, I was present most last week.
Yes.
And then today's been my first day back this week, yeah.
Alright.
Sort of to catch the last schools for the wrap up of the whole thing, yeah.
Good. Good.
And what do you think of it all?
Oh, I think it's a marvellous idea. Yes, we're not far from Rewalker School, and they've always come past our place and usually called in and left a tree for our nice little native area.
Nice, beautiful.
And it's great.
Is it attracting many native birds yet, or?
Oh yes. We've got quite a few tuies and things coming in now, and wood pigeons. It's good.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
My hope is that if ever the place gets subdivided, it'll be so well established that nobody will
want
to take it down, and it would be probably get it designated as a reserve place.
Nice. Yeah.
Which would be I hope it would work.
Yeah.
Be good.
Brilliant plan.
Yeah.
Wish more people thought like that.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, well, you can't beat the natives, can you?
No,
really,
no.
There's something about them because they belong to only uniquely us.
In New Zealand, yeah, exactly, yeah. And what's your name, sir?
Ron Sharp.
Ron Sharp? Great to meet you.
And you are?
Corey.
Corey.
Yeah.
Good, Corey. Great to meet you too.
They head off down the road on the final leg of their journey.
Back to their campsite for one more night of merriment.
Poor little ferals are starving and tired.
But Robin Hood and his merry men shall make merry for one more night, for departing back to whence once they came from.
Music is you. Music